What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to do an in-depth guide into Grand Champ positioning in 2v2s. So what I've got is a replay from a game I played today, and we've got a lot of good players in the lobby. So on my team, there's a 3-time Grand Champ tournament winner, and then on the other team, there's a 3-time SSL tourney winner, and another player who's been Grand Champ for 14 seasons, like myself. So some seriously solid players in this lobby. Now, I'm going to go through this, and I've handpicked some plays that I think are the most relevant to the people that I coach, because I see them mess it up time and time and time again. I'm a free Rocket League coach, so if you're interested for yourself, join my Discord. If you want to watch any of the coaching sessions I do, follow me on Twitch, and if you're new here, please like and subscribe. Let's get into it. The first thing we're going to start off with is Kickoff. Cheat every kickoff if it's not yours to go for. The only exception being if you specifically tell your teammate that you're going for back left or back right boost. I cheat on this kickoff and my opponent doesn't, and as a result, we're going to get an immediate shot on goal. Now we're going to move into one of the plays that I think really demonstrates a huge shortcoming on positioning in champ lobbies, even low Grand Champ lobbies. And I want you to pay attention to where I go after I touch this ball. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to make a save and I see my teammate recover it. And the typical rotation that I see, especially in that champ rank, is the people who touch the ball and their teammate recovers it. They will then rotate directly behind their teammate here, try to pick up this mid boost, and then watch for a clear. And while that is relatively safe and might work in champ games, what you're going to notice is that doing that forces your teammate into solo playing 1v2, because when you're back here, you cannot receive a pass. In getting out this way, when we look at what my teammate can see, you see I'm already in his vision. And as he takes the ball around, he can see that that's an area that he wants to play the ball to. Doesn't mean he's going to get the pass off, doesn't mean he's going to make the right play, but it's just a habit to be, and something that I see people mess up all the time. And then right on cue on this very next play, you can see the same gears turning. I see that my teammate is closest to the ball, and then he's going to have control on it. Even though he has no boost, that still means I'm going to go cover that open space in case he can get something going. But if my read on the game tells me that the pass isn't coming, which is exactly what happened, I turn back and I get ready to defend. So then, after we miss a shot here, I end up on the opponent's backboard. And it can be so tempting to then try and pick up this boost or try to drive this way and pick up a big boost, find 100 somewhere. Whenever you're struggling to get back on defense or whenever you need to play catch up, essentially, the middle of the field is your best friend. I'm going to pick up my small pads here, and this is the fastest way back to net so that I can then cover net as soon as my teammate makes the 50. We can even continue from this play right here because, once again, my teammate takes full possession of the ball. He's cleared this. He's definitely going to be the first to it. So instead of doing that super typical rotation, which is to get this boost, go behind him, and kind of play around here, look, I'm already up the field in my teammate's line of sight, and now I can guarantee you that from this position, he sees me, right? Pay attention to when I come into his screen right there. And now whether he makes the good pass or not, because I'm that option there, and this again just proves that first point, he makes that pass, and it could be a good shot if it were a bit more of a precise pass. That's how you want to aggressively position. Now I'm stopping here because I want to highlight a mistake that I made. So often, I will tell people to defend from in your net and defend the far post, which is great advice. You should almost always be doing that on defense. Now take a look what happens here. This ball is heading into our corner, and my teammate here has decent boost and is ready to make a play on the ball. So my advice that I would give anyone that I'm coaching is when you see that in front of you, trust your teammate to have this corner covered. And what you should do when you're in my position is pick up this small pad, get inside your net, and defend from the far post here. Now watch what happens instead. I'm going to drive and I'm going to get up to near post, and now I've ended up backwards outside my net, and I get scored on immediately. Had I taken the time to drive right up here and stay in my far post, use that momentum and come out this way. Now instead, when this ball goes off the post there, had I been driving this way, I'm moving forward with momentum, I can use my boost, and I can challenge this ball. Now I've paused here because I want to highlight another mistake that I've made. So in this position, you can see I'm first man back on defense. My teammate is on that near post line, that shadow defense line, looking like he's going to interrupt the play. So when you're in my position here, you're facing backwards, and you see that your teammate is in a good spot to interrupt this play, to get in the way, stop the ball from being shot or something, the best thing you can do is with speed, pick up some small pads, get into your far post to play defense, and then come out of your net with speed and momentum. But let's look at what I accidentally did instead. And you can see I'm playing sort of that near post slow, and what's about to happen? The ball gets flicked over me and my teammate can't recover. And then here is something I also wanted to point out. This is by and far one of the biggest missteps with every single person I've coached. I have not yet seen somebody do this flawlessly, and the beauty of this tip is that just by knowing it, you can get a lot better instantly. And that is realizing when your value's done and leaving the play, rotating off fast. Another thing you've probably heard me say before. But I see that I didn't get what I wanted and the ball's behind me. Without hesitation, I'm then saying, I'm out of here, teammate, please take over. I am going to go collect boost for myself. Again, whether or not I do a good job of it is it's up to you to decide. But when you look at it from my teammate's POV, he's going to see me get this clear here. And he's positioning right. Maybe he gets a pass or something. But once I leave, he knows, okay, I can go in and challenge this, try to make this guy's life difficult. Rotate behind your teammate, let them know you want them to go, and then collect boost, get speed for yourself, so you can then go make a play on the ball and clear it. Right there, I see my teammate start going for bumps, and then he does the exact right thing as well. If we look at his POV again, he's going to respect that he has time on the ball with low boost, try to do something, but once he realizes he's done, he gets away from the ball, and that lets me know that, okay, now I can position, try to make a play on it when I feel comfortable. Now, this is also a super important play right here. Orange team has taken the ball off of me, and I'm stuck in their corner with my teammate back playing defense. Now, every person I coach has done this at least once in their games. What they do is they then come right down this line, try to get as close to the ball as soon as possible, pick up this big pad, and then defend the net, which is wrong. Because you have a teammate who's already here on that near post line who's going to try to shadow defend and stop that. As you come down this way, especially when your teammate's trying to play it in the corner here, what you risk doing is, one, getting in your teammate's way and just blocking him or bumping him yourself, stealing their boost, and leaving far post open. Because if Orange does recover the ball here and they do get a shot at far post, I can tell you with certainty, anyone in Grand Champ up is fully capable of shooting it at the far post, and they will if you leave it open. So let's go look at the rotation I did make. Instead of following down that line, going down the middle, trying to collect some small pads, and then making sure my net is covered. He now has this entire left wall to work with without anyone in his way, and check out where I was able to get to right after. As you rotate back to this far post and you see your teammate take control, you can just transition right into that open passing lane, try to get in their vision, and then you can see my teammate sees where I'm at, tries to make a pass. It doesn't matter if it was a good pass or not. Watch from his perspective. He's going to get this ball, get it up the wall. He sees me in his line of sight, so he's going to try to flip reset and pass it right to me. I love this play right here because this is a perfect example of being so comfortable with your mechanics that you're not watching the ball anymore, you're watching the opponents. Now, if mechanics is something you struggle with, I have this video right here. Check it out, it's awesome. But what I see here is that this guy Verdi is way out in the midfield. So as tempting as it is to jump off my backboard here and meet this attacker out at the ball, try to get the clear really early, let's check out what I do instead. I catch the ball because I see him way out there. I keep possession, and look at this. He now has to retreat because I haven't given him an opportunity to challenge. As this guy is positioning here, he sees that his teammate is going to go for a mechanical play. He's not there to get a pass, and right here, he is watching and waiting and probably hoping that I just try to clear that ball so he can catch it, take an easy shot, score another goal. But instead, I keep the ball extra close to my car, and that forces him to now have to buy his teammate time and go backwards. Now, there's one last bit of this play as well that I wanted to point out. Now my teammate does the correct thing, gets in my line of sight, and I give him a pass. Not the cleanest play, but it's the correct play. With pace, he's getting into that passing lane, and passes are so much easier to score than solo plays. So I think this was a really, really well done play. The execution could have been better, but that's really how you want to do it. Now we look on the very next play, and I don't make the correct read. Same exact thing. Verdi is the one who's patrolling the midfield, and now I'm going to jump out and try to clear it. Watch from his perspective how much nicer that looks as the person who's waiting for the defense to do this. That ball flicks out, and now he's already thinking he's going to have a nice touch on this. I do play it well enough where I use up most of my boost to get another touch, but that's a pretty difficult mechanical play and read to make, and it was close. I think if he had played his cards better and jumped earlier, sooner, he gets that past me. So just goes to show, make the right reads, play for control when your opponents give you space. If he was creeping in, for example, then great, I'm just going to hit it way over his head. But when the opponents give you space, try to always control it. So I'm really eager for a shot here, and once again, I end up in that weird spot where orange is attacking my half. My teammate is super far back, gonna be the first defender, and I have to now make a decision of where I'm gonna go. Most of the players I coach follow orange down this line in hopes of getting a big boost, in hopes of interrupting the play. The last thing you want to do is be in the way. So instead, what I'm gonna do is rotate behind my teammate, as you should. Always rotate behind your teammate. Clear the way for him so that if he misses his challenge, you're in net ready to save it. But then, of course, fortunately, gets a beautiful touch, gonna let him have his goal, and now we've scored one and the comeback's on. Now, we do make this comeback here, so there's not too much to be said for this last second shot here, besides it's a very fast recovery from myself, and it is perfect positioning from my teammate. I'll show you both. Right here, the idea is keep it away from orange, recover fast, and I beat him to the ball, and then my teammate scores it. But look at where my teammate's positioned here. Makes that touch, and he sees that I get it, and where's he going? Straight into that passing lane already, whether I see him or not, getting across the field, because that's where it's likely to go. Notice how he's not driving back here looking for boost or something, or getting back on defense. Also, it's at 0 seconds essentially, but he gets across and the ball goes straight to him and we score, and now we're going to send it into overtime. Here, by the way, particularly in an overtime game, particularly against really good opponents, it is better to be too far back than too close on the play. So here I would absolutely say I'm too far away. I'm not there to help and make an offensive play, but I would much rather be too far back and miss the chance at a goal than be too close and get scored on. One of those is going to end the game immediately. The other one, you're just going to get continuous more shots on goal as long as you don't get scored on. This is a great possession, once again, to talk about value on the play. So you'll see that after they save this ball, pay attention to when I fully rotate off. I have 92 boost in the tank, and I still feel fully confident that I can get multiple good touches for my team. But right there, once it gets away from me, I'm getting far away from the play. All the time, like clockwork. That might be the hardest thing to get good at, is realizing when your valuable contribution is done, but when the ball ends up high up above you or behind you, those are the two best indicators of it's time to rotate away from the ball quickly, and you want to get far away from it. Really help communicate to your teammate and go pick up more boost in the process. Now we're here at the last play of the game, and what better place than the final play to talk about breaking the rules. So you see this position, my teammate's getting ready in net, I'm the last man back, so I should be going far post, which I do. Let's slow it down to 50%. But then I see my teammate's backwards and it's bouncing off the post. I've decided to cut rotation here, but I did it very intentionally because my teammate's backwards and I think I have a better angle and I truly believe that I can make a better play on this ball. So I call an audible, I cut rotation, and that's where mix-ups come in. Mix-ups are important, and I think Grand Champ is sort of the threshold where that's your confirmation that you've gotten good enough at the game where you can sometimes ignore the fundamentals and do something unexpected to get the upper hand and take control of the game. And now let's watch what happens as a result. Get a great 50 here, get a shot on goal, and we win the game. So I hope it was helpful. I can do a lot more of these, so let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to see more, 3s, 1s, whatever. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.